What's cracking, peeps? T-Money up in the heezy here to report for Body Bags. The week is 2/22, and the theme this week is shot on video. The film that I chose is one from 2015. It's a Sabrosa Studios release on Blu-ray Limited. It's a Rick Moe production directed by Richard Mogg, who did films like Easter Bunny Bloodbath, among other low-budget shot-on-video stuff, most of which has been released by Sabrosa Studios. The film is from 2015, written and directed by Richard Mogg, Rick Moe production, like I just said. It stars Caitlin Yerkew, Lauren Richardson, Hilary Kaplan, Kirk Munawa, something, Martha Stous, and so on and so forth. I should start probably by saying I'm not a big fan of shot-on-video films. I haven't really found very many at all that I actually enjoy. That being said, the filming in this one was not that bad in terms of the steady. It was a steady cam. Like, I'm not a technical guy, so I can't really preach on any technicality or anything, but it seemed like it was a little bit more easier to watch rather than some of the other shot-on-video films that I've seen. I'll go ahead and read you guys the synopsis. 4 teens on spring break plan the ultimate slumber party. Beer, porn, dancing, girl talk. There's a first time for everything, including the deranged stalker who's followed them home. He leaves them notes, but the girls laugh it off. He spies through the windows, but they don't know it. Soon he sneaks in, masked and carrying his rusty power drill. A young man's obsession becomes a massacre and teenage slumber party nightmare. The driller killer slasher. So, first off, I should say that it's a shot-on-video film that is clearly heavily influenced by 80s slashers, most notably, or most derivatively, is that a word? Its biggest influence clearly being Slumber Party Massacre, where you have the killer with the driller killer, and it's a bunch of girls having a slumber party. The movie actually, I think, from what I read, the director kind of prided itself on the fact that these girls were supposed to actually be 16-year-olds. And so what would it really be like to be a 16-year-old, and how would you act and stuff? But first and foremost, he's got 30-somethings, young 30 probably, portraying 16-year-olds. So right off the bat, I mean, there's a scene where they're cooking hot dogs on a grill and you see the girl's big old tattoo on her forearm and you're like, yeah, okay. I don't know any 16-year-old girls that have huge tattoos like that, but minor things like that you can get past. The film is not very good. I think that if you're into shot-on-video, low budget, you'll find charm in it in different ways that I'll speak to in a few minutes, but the acting is atrocious. It's really a painful chore for me to watch. I mean, I didn't hate the film, but I just felt like the acting was so bad, and these shot-on-video, like, the dialogue or the actual like audio is so loud in shot on video films, and when it's like, oh my god, no, it's just like the girls play these like stereotypical ditzes, and like the audio being super loud, combination of that just like didn't work for me. It was very obnoxious. The killer, again, was probably in his late 20s, early 30s, maybe even mid 30s, playing a 16-year-old boy. He was pretty funny, I have to say. Some of the dialogue, mostly all he said is, I love you, girls, I love you all. Just terrible, but kind of funny in a way. Like, I definitely got a few laughs out of it. Again, there are pieces of this film that are enjoyable, things that I liked. For example, most of it being funny stuff. The girls are cooking hot dogs, and it goes to like this slow motion shot, like it shows them individually like mowing these hot dogs and just being like, oh, I can't wait to get this dog in my mouth, and like they just like proceed to gouge down these dogs and kind of try and make it sexual. It was funny. I mean, it definitely had me laughing. The one actress, Jamie, the film is weird because it's, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll just say that the outcome of the film, you don't think specific characters are going to live, whereas you would think like the main characters would. It just changes. It's kind of not what's the word? Gosh. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry, guys. It's a very simple thing. It's not predictable. Thank you. Predictable. It's not that predictable in the sense that the person that ends up being the hero is not who you think it's going to be. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. Jeez. But the actress Jamie, she's hot, man. I thought she was so hot. Oh my God. And when you got good-looking girls, yeah. And I'm just going to go on a whim and say that they were not 16 years old. I'm not a pedophile. So, yes, there you go. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's very campy. The dialogue is awful. The kills are pretty bad. I mean, you've got a lot of, like, these murder scenes, and then they just pan to, like, a bunch of, like, prosthetics, just, like, smeared all over the face. It looks like a bunch of, like, meat particles dipped in blood. It's just, like, over the top, like, the gooby, and it kind of, like, each kill did that. There's one kill involving a power drill to the head, and there's some penetration you see. Another kill involving penetration to the chest with a power drill, and you see kind of like the rotating of the drill. It looks very low budget, but they at least tried to make it like vivid, or for lack of a better word, you know, to show you exactly. Other kills in the movie are bad, are just lazy, not very good. I guess the main gripe that I had with the film was the dialogue. I just thought it was atrocious. But the end is really funny. I don't want to spoil it. The very last scene was great. I actually enjoyed that. Court Grimley, the guy who played the killer, I love the mask that he donned. It was kind of like a hag mask featured right there on the cover. That was really cool and creative. Kind of a throwback to other 80s slashers. But again, it was just so like hit. It was like hit and miss. Like there were points that I liked and there were points that I did not like. I felt like the whole climax was very rushed. And the main thing, I just couldn't get over how old the characters looked, and the dialogue, man, that loud audio and the horrendous acting did not mesh well together either. So, if you guys like shot on video and you want to see a slasher film that it definitely has charm, I would recommend maybe a one-time watch. I would probably not buy this, even though I bought it. I didn't know. It was a blind buy. But again, I've seen it a few times now just to kind of make fun of it. Maybe a good movie to watch when you're getting drunk with your boys or something like that. That sort of deal. But definitely not by any means a good film. But then again, I don't like the shot-on-video genre. So I may be a little biased here, but I just thought it was cheaply made. But again, a lot of heart, clearly from a director that loves the genre, the subgenre of slasher film, but it just didn't transpire great, I didn't think. It was just way too choppy and raw and amateur, really. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's my update for Teenage Slumber Party Nightmare. Clearly, it's a play on the original, so. There was one other thing. I thought the actresses Marlo and Jamie were hot, but that's not what I was going to say. The score was pretty good. It wasn't like a musical score. It was like a tense, like, a musical score, I guess, like a music cue. So, like, every time you saw the killer, you'd hear that terrible impression there, but it was good. Like, it was a tense, not thrilling, but I can't think of the word. A tense score, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't bad. The score impressed me. So that's it, guys. Thanks. That's my review. Have a great weekend. I'll catch y'all next week on Body Bags, where horror lies. Peace.